Hi there, I'm Lucy McDonald, physiotherapist. Welcome back to my virtual clinic. Today I'm going to be talking to you about pain in the neck or shoulder area in runners. What could be causing it and what could you be doing about it? But before I do, I'd like to tell you a little bit about me and my team. My team and I are super passionate about keeping you running. We want to make sure that you are empowered with the knowledge to prevent injury, and then when injury does hit, that you know how to manage your injury best to make sure you can get back to enjoying your running. We hold weekly Q&A sessions where you can ask questions about your injury, pain or training, so please do come along to those. If you can't make it, and they're streamed on Facebook and all other social media platforms, if you can't make it, you can ask questions in advance, we will answer them, and then you can watch the playback. We also have a whole load of exercises, stretches, advice videos on our website, so please do go and check those out. The two that I would recommend that you watch now for starters would be the best exercises for runners and how I can recover, or the best ways of recovering from injury. So please do check those ones out. Now, the vast majority of running injuries, you don't need to stop running. It's more about modification of the injury. However, there are a very small number of running injuries that do require rest, and if you don't rest, then you can end up with life-threatening or limb-threatening issues. So it's really, really important that you get your injury checked out. Nowadays, with modern technology, there's no reason the geography doesn't stop you from seeking expert advice. We do video consultations that work fantastically. We have over 350 five-star reviews, so please do check those out if you want to find out how video consultations work. Best thing to do is to get in touch, email us reception@octopusclinic.com. So, neck pain and shoulder pain in runners. What's causing it and what can you be doing about it? Now, I've got these plastic models of the neck and the shoulder here to explain all the different structures that could be involved, and then I'm going to give you some tips on how you can address it. So first of all, let's have a look at the neck. Now, if we look at the neck, it's obviously an extension of the rest of your spine. So in the same way that the lower back has discs between the vertebrae, so does your neck. And if we look at the side here, you can see that there are also little versions of the same joints further down in the back, but just a slightly different shape, called your facet joints. Now, out of there you have blood vessels and nerves that come out and supply down into the neck, the shoulder, the top part of the rib cage. So if you have any kind of irritation of any of the structures of your neck, you can either have referred pain or radiating pain that comes from the neck, and you can feel it in your shoulder and or arm. So that's one of the reasons why I've bunched these two areas together. You've also got a lot of muscle, so on top of the bones, you've got a lot of muscles that connect the neck and the shoulder together, so they're hugely interlinked. Now, if we look at the shoulder here, you can see here, if you look at the shoulder from the front here, this is the left shoulder, you can see that the shoulder is a fabulously complex joint. It's a ball and socket joint in its most simple form, but it involves a huge amount. It creates a huge range of motion and is also a stability. It needs a lot of stability too. So it can be quite prone to various different biomechanical issues. Now, it's really important to say that it's essential that you get your neck or shoulder problem pain diagnosed, and particularly if you've had the pain for more than sort of 2 or 3 weeks. Certainly by the time you've had it for 4 weeks, if you're still having pain in the area, it's really, really important that you get it checked out by a healthcare professional, and not only but especially if it's in your thoracic area, so particularly in your chest or round about your sort of shoulder blade area. Now, Although pain itself isn't necessarily an indicator of any long-term issues, and the vast majority of neck and shoulder pain will resolve with exercise, movement, sleep and time, there are some symptoms that would indicate that you do need to go and see someone very quickly. So those things are not related to pain, as I say, but they are problems with your speech or your swallow. So particularly the articulation of your words, any kind of visual disturbance, double vision, if you have any ringing in your ears, if you are feeling faint or fainting, having drop attacks, if you're noticing any symptoms in your legs and arms, so things like problems with coordination of your legs, any kind of reduction in sensation in your arms. When you touch the skin, there's a reduction in that sensation, any weakness in your arms, or bilateral, so in other words, pins and needles in both of your arms. I suggest that you go and see a healthcare professional, your GP, or indeed a physiotherapist sooner rather than later if that is the case. If any of those things come on suddenly, then I would suggest that you go to A&E if you can't get an urgent appointment with your GP. So those things aside, what are the most likely causes of shoulder pain in runners? So there are a huge variety, ranging from the discs in the neck bulging and creating irritation of the nerves, sending pain into the shoulder blade or shoulder area, that can come from various ligaments around your shoulder, and tendons around your shoulder, for example, the common rotator cuff tendon. But really all of these things have in common is often a problem with the positions that the efficiency of the shoulder and the neck muscles and structures. So what you want to do is make sure that you're strengthening those structures and enabling the muscles to hold your head and your shoulders in a good place when you're running. So particularly when people start to run longer distances, what tends to happen is as they get more tired, what can happen is the head can start to drop forwards, the shoulders can start to hunch over, and then you can get a nasty little compression of the structures at the back of the neck there, and also some overstretch of the structures just below that too. You can also get some pinching around the front of the shoulder here, and so what you really want to be doing is making sure that you're addressing that and correcting your posture when you're running. So there's a video, if you go to the Running Man video, that talks through the posture of running from the bottom all the way up to the top, because obviously without a decent foundation it's really hard to sort out the levels above. So it's really important that you strengthen those lower core muscles, you sort out that alignment, that Running Man alignment, as I say, on the website, go and check that video out. And also then you look at strengthening some of the muscles that will enable you to hold your shoulder blades, your neck, your head in the correct position. So there's an exercise where you can lie on your tummy. It's called the swimming exercise. You lie on your tummy and you very slightly lift your head and your upper back whilst positioning your shoulder blades and then doing arm movements, and that strengthens all the muscles up the back of the neck and the shoulder. But it's super important that before you do that exercise you do get your neck and shoulder pain checked out, and that exercise is completely pain free. Beyond that, it's really important that you look at general strength and conditioning, because as I said, quite often when people are starting to get neck and shoulder pain in running, it's because they're tiring, they're fatiguing elsewhere in their body. So making sure you're addressing all the major muscle groups that are required with running, in particular your quads muscles, your calf muscles and your glutes muscles as priority, and of course those core muscles. When I'm talking about the glutes, make sure you don't forget your lateral glutes muscle, so your gluteus medius muscle. So you can go and check out the video with the best exercises for runners, and I include exercises for all of those things in there. Please do make sure that you get your neck or shoulder pain checked out, and until then I wish you all the very best. Bye!